Look, it's a big day for the club in what has been a pretty tumultuous 3.5 months, but today's an important day for us to start rebuilding the reputation of the club.
I'm really excited to announce that I've agreed to a 2-year deal with Essendon.
Good. I love it. Well done, mate. Same routine, time after time. Don't lay back so far. You're going okay.
Righto, let's go.
Just come off it a little bit. You just come off it again.
Off it.
Yep.
I feel like we've got a good player-coach relationship at the moment, and I've got a bit of help in my goal kicking with Matty Egan and Colin Hooper, who's been around the club a long time, and they help with my goal kicking because in recent times it hasn't been up to scratch, and I find that they help me from a technical aspect of goal kicking. I feel like I'm finally getting better at it. There it is. You know, the last couple of years I haven't been great, but you know, slowly I'm getting better, and the percentage of my goals is getting better too.
Watch the ball onto your boot. Yep, that's beautiful.
Straight through the middle.
That's the one. Simple, it's not rocket science, it's easy to do.
I know.
Just put your head over the ball, watching the ball onto your boot, don't lay back, just run straight. It's simple, isn't it?
I'll kick him straight every time.
Absolutely you do. Since I've been with you,
Yeah, that's it. You're the difference, I think. From a forward line perspective, it's hard sometimes to see up the field and what everyone else is doing, but defence is the main part of our game, and I'd like to think that people behind me would give advice and help me out with that, and I would do the same thing. BJ got into me today about a couple of things, that defensive efforts, and that's where the team's at the moment. We're just we're pushing each other that hard that I think you need that in a final series especially, and I don't mind a bit of criticism as long as it's constructive and it's positive as well. But BJ in the team has been a huge lift for us, and it's been good to have him in the team. I didn't take the traditional path to AFL. I came from Maryborough. It didn't come easy for me, and I had to work very hard to get where I am now. I missed out on TSC Cup early on in my career, and I kept persevering through the Bendigo Bombers. After a couple of years I got invited down to Essendon to train, and I missed out again, and the year after I finally got rookied to Essendon, end of 2009. So it was a bit of a journey, but I finally got there in the end. The last time I was here, I think I took home a couple of medals, the shot put, 100, 200, 400 and the 4x400, so that was a fair day out, and that was in year 12. This is it. This is where the records were broken. It's pretty good.
So when you were last
Still
here,
got it.
what distance did you?
So when I was here, I got a distance of 12 metres 10, and that was the record at the time, so I was pretty happy with myself, and I think I had to go on YouTube just to check how to do the proper techniques for shot putting, because I wasn't sure at the time. I was just competing late entry, so. You know, you see the track, it's not the best track in the world, and we've got you know, the things are pretty faded away, and I don't think that matters. That just shows you got to train hard, and you can still compete and still do your best. It's good to be back and seeing all this stuff as well. It just gives me, you know, a lot of memories of what went on. And on the right here we have my own old football ground. I think they're playing at the moment. We used to have the woolen jumpers with the long sleeve. It used to get pretty hot. Brings back a lot of memories. I used to do this every weekend for you know, a long period of my life. So it's good to see there's so many people here, and it's good to be back. Well, I got the record for the amount of games as a junior, so about 110 games because I started so young. So I did play a few when I was younger. I think in under 16s I got a bag of 9 goals, 3 here. So that was the good old days when you could do whatever you wanted. It's always good to go back and see the family. It's and my dog, Gary, so can't wait to see him. Finally arrived. It's been a beautiful trip.
Welcome.
Hey, Dad.
How you going, Suey?
How you doing?
Was it? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, man.
Have we?
Come here. You gave me a few So it's a short walk from home to work, just across the road. But we'll go in and have a look and see what's happening. So when I was playing VFL, I was living at home and working for the family business. So I'd work all day and travel over after work, and Dad would let me go a little bit earlier, and I would go to Bendigo and train and come back pretty late and do that 3 to 4 times a week. Now, come over here, this is the guy that officially took over my spot. Peter. It was a pretty tough period. I'd get pretty tired. Halfway through the year I'd find it extremely tough because I was getting exhausted from work and then training hard as well, and then playing on the weekend and travelling 4 times a week, and it was a pretty heavy load. That's my recovery for the day.
There's a whole gang of guys used to work here till 4 o'clock, and they'd leave and go to football training, which was good. And I used to go as well sometimes, so we used to have some good times. He used to get a bit tired and like a bit of a sleep in. His mother would make sure he had a little bit of a sleep in, so he was late to work, but that was okay. We worked in with his flexible hours.
There's an 18 to a pallet here. I used to be able to throw a whole pallet onto a car in about 2 minutes, so that was a bit of a record as well. Been cooking?
3 hours.
3 hours. Whoa. This is my granddad, Leo Crammery, and he lives across the road, and he's come over for a bit of lunch as well. So you can see he's supporting the Essendon kit, and it's good to see, Granddad.
Yeah, thank you, Stewie.
My speed probably comes from my granddad, who was a foot runner back in his day as well. I wasn't quick as a junior, but coming up the ranks, I started to gain a little bit of speed when I was 18 and 19, and I've just always had it since.
He's had 11 touches in this quarter. Here's Crammery through the middle. No one between he and the goal. He can go all the way. He's taken them far on. Look at that. Amazing stuff. He said, I'm faster and more athletic than you'll ever be.
Well, before I got drafted, I thought I'd be an athlete, and well, lucky enough I combined the two with my football skill to be an AFL player. So I'm not sure if I want to be an athlete now. I enjoy my football too much. All right. I don't know where to start.
Well, it is nice to see him home because he gets so busy in Melbourne. We find it very difficult to actually sit and have a conversation with him. And when he comes home, he likes to sort of slot back into family time because football stories stay at the club, and he likes to just remember what it's like to be part of a family, and it's good to see him home.
All right, cheers everyone.
Cheers everybody, Stuart. Thank you.
Go Bombers.
Oh, we're very proud of Stuart, along with our parents, and I think the whole town. He's very proud of Stewie as well. Stewie's sort of still a local boy. When he does come back, he still talks to all the locals, and they're quite happy to have a chat with him as well.
So the start of round 6, the Bombers without a loss, the Giants without a win, and Bell Chambers does the ruck work.
So another huge influence in my life and my football career was my coach from Maryborough, Steve Thompson. He's helped me tremendous amounts, as he was the VFL reserves coach for a while, and he'd drive over with me and he would help me on technical aspects of the game and talk about things that I need to work on, and he's always been there, so he's been a huge help in my career.
Hibbert to Hocking, start as a sub. The kick forward, well, that was perfectly weighted in there. Stewie Cramery, normally pretty good from a set shot. 7-2 this year from set shots. To make it 8-2.
Great story, inspiring for the whole town to see a young bloke who didn't play TAC Cup and come through the Bendigo Bombers reserves program, and I still see lots more improvement in him yet, so he'll just keep building, I think, so, and should have a nice long career. You know, he's up around the 45 games now, so a couple more seasons I'd expect, you know, to see the best of him still to come. He's always enjoyed a goal, and I think he'll kick plenty more yet.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get 4 goals, but I think they were pretty lucky ones, I reckon. And the bloke I played on was pretty good, so I had my work cut out today. Got away with the win. Now we're just focusing on Geelong. Hey, big fella. Guess a hug. Guess a hug. Oh, what are you doing? Did you see the goals I kicked for you? Yeah?
It's because he kicked straight, didn't he, today?
Kicked straight.
Kicked straight.
Yeah, look, I think when you get to meet Stu, you work out what a terrific person he is, and just a fantastic guy to be around. Really lifts the morale of that footy club. Is a quality person, and the fact that he was able to come into football late, he came here as a midfielder or a half-back line player before we got here, and to be a key forward in a very good team is a credit to him.
That's my mum Mandy and Bernie.
Yeah, it was good. Good. One of their greatest efforts.
It's been a hard journey from the start, and I think I got a lot of help from my parents, my coaches, and my friends that have really helped me build the player I am today. And I've really got to credit them with a lot of the accolades that I'm getting now.
G'day guys, it's Michael Hurley here. We're going for a bit of a drive in the nice Kia Sportage. I've got Ken here, die-hard fan. I'm going to ask him a few questions. Have you had any favourite players or special players for you?
Wanganam was good, Hurdy was good, Madden was good, yourself obviously.
The premierships, were you lucky enough to be there and be a part of it?
In '93 we beat Carlton, so that was pretty much had it from the word go, so that was a buzz also.
Always fun beating Carlton, isn't it?
Absolutely it is.
To thank you for your support of the Essendon Football Club, Kia is offering savings on all cars for anyone who's been a member for over 12 months. If you like the look of the Kia Sportage, you can save up to $2,000 when buying one, just for supporting your favourite club. Go to the URL on screen to learn about Kia's Essendon members offers.
Watson dancing out of the pack, trying to set it up for Heppel, and Heppel kicks the goal. Oh, brilliant.
I'm really excited to announce that I've agreed to a 2-year deal with Essendon. Really glad to get it out of the way early in the season, and yeah, it's really exciting for myself and my family, and looking forward to a bright future with Essendon.
He's had a fantastic 2 years of football, and set to be a champion of Essendon as he goes through his career. Diligent about the way he trains, diligent about his preparation, and an excellent competitor on the field.
My first year was an incredible experience. Being able to play every game, that's held me in good stead for these last couple of years as well. It's really showed me what it took to be a good player at the elite level. So really enjoyed my first season. It was something I look back on and with some really fond memories. club showed faith in me, given me the opportunity. Brought me into the club, played my first game at a young age, and I guess just the faith that they've shown in me, I just feel I should repay that. And we're certainly heading in a great direction. The game plan that we've got in place is really good, and it's going to allow us to be competitive long into the season and into finals. So it's something that I certainly want to do, and finals is a massive part of playing footy, so it's great.
And smothered by Heppel. That's a win.
If you look across the board, we've got a good spread of leaders at certain age groups throughout the club, so being a young leader, I guess I can relate well to the first year and second year boys coming through, so I guess trying to be a bit of a role model for them is something I try and do.
He was a natural leader when he came to us. We already identified him as being a leader almost the first day he came. He puts a bit of pressure on himself, which is good to an extent. But I think the way he's led the younger guys, also led some of the senior guys so far, has been outstanding.
The club's been fantastic for me. I've really enjoyed my time, made some great friends over the journey so far, and coaches have been outstanding, so I certainly want to be a part of that.
Look, it's a big day for the club in what has been a pretty tumultuous 3.5 months, but today's an important day. It's I guess, starting for us to start rebuilding the reputation of the club. The report is a fair one. It will make us uncomfortable, and so it should. There were clearly some failings of governance, some failings of procedures and policies and protocols that let us down in a period of time. It's important to say that, and Ziggy's found this, that it was a period of time from roughly around September 2011 to around August 2012, and in that time there were some things that happened with our supplements program that were disappointing, and I will be making an apology to our fans, our members, and indeed our staff, and also to the football public as well, that these things happened. I continue to say that I think we'll be a far better club as a result of this experience, and as I've said already, we've actually actioned a lot of these recommendations that Ziggy has formulated in his report. The board has received the report, but the board is still to deliberate on its findings. It will do that in the coming weeks. And we've also got an ASADA AFL investigation that is about, who knows, but probably somewhere around 6-7 weeks away from its completion as well. So we want to continue to gather all the facts, make the appropriate decisions that need to be made in the best interest of the football club and indeed its players. And I feel today is a very good, positive step towards us rebuilding our reputation and continuing to move along a path to get through what has been a very difficult time in the club's history. Thank you again, as I have all the way through, for your support and help.
Chairman David Evans will make his statement and then he'll be available for questions.
On February 27, on behalf of the board, I asked Dr Swiskowski to conduct a review into the processes and management of the club. On that day, I promised to make the recommendations public. Today, I'm making available both a summary of the findings and the recommendations to our members, also to the public and the football community at large. This is an uncomfortable report, and it probably should be. And I think that's a good thing for us. So this is something that we need to deal to in looking at the procedures and protocols that have let us down. And but the report is what it is.
Geelong are a good team. Their whole, a lot of their team are filled up with good players with experience and great success and everything else. And their young players are coming in and playing well. We did struggle against the Cats last time, and Hawkins had a ball. I don't know, I'm not sure how many he kicked, but there was a lot of goals kicked, and it kick-started their season a bit last year. So it'll be a game where there'll be lots of numbers around the ball, there'll be lots of defensive pressure, and whoever wins the ball and pushes it forward quickly and keeps it in their half will probably do well to win the game. We are going to just respect them, and we're going to try and work out how they play and what they're going to try to restrict us in doing, and hopefully we can overcome that.
Backwards to Hocking, he's got another.
Selection this week will be really difficult. Hooksy's been in really good form. Carlisle will probably be back, I'd say, more than likely. Probably 90-95% chance of being back, so probably Fletcher will come back into him. Some people are going to get the bad news, but hey, it's a good position for the club to be in. I hope we hit the ground ready, in a good state of mind, fresh enough, and ready to take the game on. And if both teams do that, it's going to be a great game.
I think for me, the important values for being a leader, the most important for me is that I can empathise with my teammates. I think it's very hard for people to respect you or to follow you if you can't put yourself in their shoes and understand, you know, how they're feeling, where they're coming from.
Even right up to James Hird, he's someone you can go to for advice about anything.
Leadership is critical. You need that in your life. You need that guidance. You need, I suppose, people to emulate and people to follow.
Similar to Essendon with True Value Solar, our values are very similar.
I suppose we're all seen as leaders in the wider community, so leadership's a massive part of life and a massive part of football.
I think that that's something that works well with having True Value as one of our sponsors.
Ever since I got drafted to the club, the fans have been a fantastic support for myself. So this week I've finally given in to social media and I've joined Twitter. So you can find me at Dyson Heppel, and after the show tonight I'll be answering a few of your questions using the hashtag AskHep. So I'll probably be in bed, so we'll make it quick. But yeah, looking forward to it, and get on at Dyson Heppel. So good on you guys, we'll see you next week.
This is fitting of a grand final at the moment. Here's Bolton. He should kick a goal. He's in space. Lines it up. The Bombers have kicked in a row. The MCG is jumping.
Yeah, I remember the comeback game against North Melbourne. I remember, you know, early on, I think they got the jump on us a little bit, and I remember we sort of played a little bit of catch-up footy for a while, and obviously then they really kicked on and kicked ahead. But from memory, my own performance, I think I got 3 or 4 kicked on me in the, you know, pretty early on in the game.
Kevin Sheedy with a rare look of concern on his face.
I remember at half-time, I remember Sheeds, he's always a very positive person. I think he gave us the belief that we could get back.
That's pretty good. So the Bombers start with a goal in the third.
You know, there's always that 10-20% when you're so far down, you think, oh, can I, can't I?
And what a kick that is under pressure. Essendon are in front.
Yeah, it was just one of those games when we did start getting a few goals on. You know, they just kept on coming, and I even think North got a couple towards the end, so that sort of made it a good game as well.
And the game is over. One of the very best ever matches over more than 100 years of football.
To come back from, I'm not even sure the amount of points we were down, you know, it's a game that you look back on when you do watch the replay and you think, oh, you know, it's one that really does stand in your memory.
Something most people wouldn't know about me was I had a gap year the year before the draft, and worked in a butter factory, so it was quite interesting.
Ball coming out from Winderlook to Merritt, and the kid kicks the goal.
My best mate at the club would probably be Jakey Carlisle or Lockie Dalgleish, 2 housemates, so I get along with them pretty well. The best thing about playing for the Bombers is going out there with, I suppose, the 21 other blokes and going out to battle to win each week, and just share the pride you play for the jumper. Don't forget to visit the Essendon website to take part in the fan segment for your chance to win an Antler prize pack.
This has been a Fox Footy production for Fox Sports.